Hey, welcome to another episode of Clear Light Connections, where we talk to the people behind the businesses of Bay Area Houston. We are proudly sponsored by UTMB Health. Today I have with me a special guest, Karen Keesler with One Stop Tents and Events.
Correct.
Tell us about the business, what you do, and kind of how it started.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so it was a family business. We started in about 1968 in equipment rental. And then in the 80s, we added on a party store. And then I purchased the party store from my father. And today we are where we are on Highway 3. Quite large in party rentals.
You guys are. You guys are a bit of a Clear Lake area institution. If you've lived in this community any number of years, you've probably rented, I've rented chairs and tables from you for kids' birthday parties. And it's funny that you mention it, but I think my credit union, we used to rent a popcorn machine from you guys back in the day. So
we still do that.
Yeah, and tell us how has business been? Are you guys doing well? Events are back, so hopefully that helps.
Sort of. They're better. It was a tough year. Mm-hmm. 2020 was very difficult. We pretty much went from to nothing.
Yeah.
Everything canceled. That's all we did was do cancellations every day. It was really difficult, but we made it. And so I'm really proud of that. I'm proud that I kept all my staff, and things are coming back. It's cautiously coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the big events are coming back, but when you get to the homeowners and the weddings, and everybody's still a little iffy, and then they'll book something and somebody will get COVID and it's canceled.
Yeah.
So it's not gone, but certainly better.
But, kudos to you for keeping your entire team, because you have a great team. I remember anytime I go to pick up, they're so helpful, so friendly. And it's funny you mentioned the family business, because that's what it feels like.
Thank you. That's a very nice compliment. And my staff, like most of them have been with me 10, 15, and even 20 years. So it was really important to me to stay together, because quite frankly, I knew one day we'd come out of COVID, and I certainly can't do the business, without them, I'm nothing. So it was crucial that we make it together, and it was tough, but they all supported what decisions I made and stuck with me, and now we're trying to really get back to normal.
It's always refreshing to hear a business like you talk about you're nothing without your people.
I'm nothing.
And I think that's often lost on small businesses, that if you can't trust your people, or if you're that's what I use my business as an example. Not once we send out 100 surveys every single day. Not once has everybody said, "Man, you guys have the greatest executive and management team." No, they say you have the best employees.
Every time we get a reply, we send out some stuff too, and it's always, "Your delivery staff was so amazing." It's always that.
Yeah.
And your sales team, the person that helps them plan their event and all. They never talk about me either.
Yeah. But, it doesn't mean that you're not great.
Well, I try.
So tell me how the business has changed we're talking now almost 50 years, right? It'll be 50. My math's really shady these days. Let's just talk about the last 40 days here.
We celebrated 50 years in business.
Okay.
I went ahead and used that because I've been in the family business the entire time of my entire life. So to me, when we hit 50 on the 1968, using that date, we celebrated 50 years, yes.
Yeah, you're right. My math is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do some more of my Sudoku puzzles.
Anyway, okay. So I was going to say something, but I'm not going to.
Oh, please do. Please do. Please do. I could take it.
No. So where were we?
I think we're...
You wanted to know how it's changed.
Yeah,
okay.
Because you guys have always been here, but you've always changed the business to kind of keep up with, meeting the needs. But so...
Do you know that when I first started, tents hardly existed? and now it's everything to us. We're very heavy in tents. And a big item that we rented was rollaway beds. We had over 100 rollaway beds.
Oh, wow.
And every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, we would rent 100 rollaway beds.
Yeah.
We had cribs, we had high chairs, we had a lot of things that just went away. And then we did a lot of helium and balloons and things like that. And we got out of that. And we did margarita machines and we got out of that. So, because of different reasons, helium became very expensive. It was hard to get. We didn't want to be that party shop, which hence we changed our name from party shop, because people would come in and think that we sold balloons. That's what they thought. They would just come in and go, what is this?
Yeah.
So we rebranded to the tents, because that is where we are. So yeah, lots of changes have occurred throughout the years.
And you guys aren't just, I've seen your trucks all over Houston. Tell me about how that kind of, you've really, you don't have any locations outside the area, do you? So it's all coming from here, and you've really spread out. I remember being at an event, I want to say it was in the museum district, and I saw one of your trucks.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say we don't go to Houston as much as we go to Galveston.
Okay.
We go to Galveston a lot. We're probably there 3 times a week. We have some very loyal customers in Galveston, and just going to homes, Tiki Island, to the, beach weddings and lots of stuff in Galveston. Houston, we'll do it if it's worth it, but good God, going up 45.
Yeah.
It's always a challenge. So, and there is a lot of competition in Houston, so we typically don't get as much out there.
Yeah. I was just surprised to see one of your vans, and I thought, oh, okay, that's good for you. That you're known, but it makes sense with the Galveston thing. I can't imagine you'd really have that much competition down there, I would think.
In Galveston, no, but we do have competition.
Yeah.
Everybody always says, oh, you're the only game in town. No, we're not.
Well, maybe we shouldn't tell people that.
Oh, okay. Edit.
No, but people come back to you. There could be as much competition as there could be, but people come back to you for the same reasons. They like your staff. You're always fair. You always treat them fairly. Those are enduring. And so tell me about, do you do anything specifically to nurture those types of relationships? And I know you're out in the community a lot. Part of it's your job, but I think part of it's, you do tend to get into the community for philanthropic things as well.
Absolutely. Not as much as I used to, but I still am involved in a number of things.
What specifically do you do to maintain those relationships you have with all, like you talked about your repeat business down in Tiki and Galveston, and how do you maintain those relationships?
So I think, like you said, we just give the best service we can give people and the best quality tenting. We are one of very few that have a tent washing machine. It's a very expensive piece of equipment. It's a huge washing machine that we wash our tents in, and it cleans everything. And so we pride ourselves in having the whitest tents. And that is part of, I think, why people like to rent from us, because we try very hard to give good quality equipment. We have a chair washing machine. We have things that polish our glasses and our flatware, and just a number of different things that I hope set us apart. And referrals. Like, one thing about, you have a party that has 200 people at it, they're going to ask, where'd you get all this stuff? So hopefully that's how a lot of it comes too.
And people, when you say the word tent, people's minds, but they're very, I find them at very elegant events. They've come a long way, basically, and that's probably been a big driver of what you do now.
We started out with striped tents, yellow and white, red and white, and nobody would have ever thought, to use it for a wedding, but now it's, everyone just has white tents. And we do flooring, air conditioning, chandeliers. It just depends on how much they want to spend.
Yeah. And so you have all of that stuff at your warehouse, or do you have to bring stuff in?
Sometimes we don't do our own power and AC.
Right.
But we have portacools and different things that do help with the heat. In the wintertime, we have our own heaters, so we do a lot of heating ourselves. But we've got some good vendors that we work with, and
Again, relationships.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you have to.
Tell me about some of your favorite events that you've done, because I mean, you guys have obviously run the gamut, but talk to me about some of your favorite, and a time where you guys just kind of wowed a customer and they couldn't believe just
You give
what
me
you
no
put in.
time to think about this. There's so many that I've been very proud of, but as far as like the ones that actually grew my business, can we go that direction?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ballooner Festival. Did we love that? I don't know that would be a good thing to say, but yes, we did. The camaraderie of that event was fabulous, and we didn't always have good weather, but it helped me grow, because every year as the events grow, I grow.
Yeah.
Keels and Wheels.
Okay.
It started with maybe they had 4 or 5 tents when I started doing it, and now it's amazing. We do lots of tents out there. And I do Wings Over Houston Air Show, which is another really huge event for me. And it's the toughest of all. We get very little time to put it up, very little time to take it down, and it's a lot. But so far, we've made it happen every year.
Yeah, I didn't think about that your business grows as the events in this area grow.
So every year, as I was growing to where we are today, I would partner with somebody to help me with the event, and then next year I'd buy some, and each year until I get to the point where I could do it all myself.
Okay, that's a really smart strategy. I mean, not throwing all of your investments up front, but doing it a little bit at a time.
So, little secret, I've never taken out a loan.
Wow.
On equipment. I always waited till I had the money, and then I bought it. And so I guess you would say that's growing slowly. I could have grown really big, really fast, but we chose not to take that route. So
yeah, because with that comes growing pains.
yeah,
any business that I've done business with that has a fast growth spurt, there always seems to be service issues, or they go through some growing pains, and it affects their customers.
Well, not having debt is the number one reason I'm still here today. When you go from a certain amount of money to zero in a year, I mean, literally a whole year of not making any money, how do you survive that without? It was because we had no debt.
Yeah.
We had no
good.
debt.
That's a good lesson for people to learn.
And still don't have any debt.
Yeah.
And I probably will always be that way. And anytime we've had debt, it's been paid off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We did do a lot of adding on to our building and all. Of course, I had to get some money for that. But as far as equipment, we try to buy it when we can afford to buy it.
Yeah. No, that's a great strategy. More people should not only live like that in business, but probably in their personal lives as well.
It came in handy.
Yeah.
You never know when something like COVID will happen.
So what else do you want to tell people about One Stop, and just to let them know that you're still here, but what else would you like to tell them about the business?
We are still here, and we appreciate any business anybody wants to bring our way, and small or large. A lot of times people think, we hear it a lot. Well, I only need this. Will you do that? Of course we will. We'll do whatever anyone wants. And so big or small, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and in my experience, you treat them all the same. That's the beauty of it. I'm just going in to get 10 chairs because we're going to have all these little kids running around the house for a birthday party. I don't think that I got treated any differently than you would have treated one of your big clients.
That's certainly what we would want to do. And another thing that COVID has brought a challenge to us is last minute. And although we're used to last minute, somewhat over the years, nothing like it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every week starting on Monday, the amount of orders we put in for the weekend, it's insane. And it wasn't like that before. It's just people are waiting.
They want to make sure everybody's going to be able to make it. Makes sense.
And so we've had to adjust a lot to that. So we every week expect things to go pretty crazy up until about Friday afternoon.
Everybody's picked up their stuff, and you guys get to breathe.
Until we leave, we're taking orders. I mean, there's been times when we've had to stay open late to wait for somebody to get in, and they just, oh my God, we need this, and so yeah, it's definitely a service industry.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've used you professionally. I've used you personally, and you guys do a tremendous job.
Thank you.
Just want everybody to know that. Yeah, you guys are. You've been here 53 years, if my math's better now, and that's amazing to see.
I've personally been doing it for about 30, so I don't even know anymore. Sherry, how long has it been? Oh my goodness. I don't know that I've actually sat down and really, you know what, I kind of look at it like I remember when I bought it from my father, my third child, my youngest, was about 3 years old. And she's about to turn 31.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that kind of is how I really know how long it's been.
Well, Karen, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so
congratulations
much for having me.
on the success, and much success in the future.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce members and Bay Area Houston. If you're a business wanting to expand your customer base, give back to your community, think about the quality of life around Clear Lake area, think about joining the chamber. Go to clearlakearea.com for more information.